Alrighty, Roo. What's up, YouTube? Jable's here. Of course, without the intro music because Blizzard hasn't fixed their stuff. I don't know. By the way, I did a full restart of the PC and everything. It's not on my end. I don't know what Blizzard is doing, but somehow there's still no music on the entry screen. I don't know. Also, sorry about the slight delay today, but it was a beautiful day to work outside. And so I, just made the executive decision to, do that. And then we were thinking about, I might change the title eventually, maybe. To us rolling a void tomorrow. I'm thinking about that because that's when it's gonna, I think, have to happen. Unless if it's today, but I don't know. It's a little bit late today. Tomorrow I'm also going in the morning only, blueberry picking. And so I think tomorrow, like early afternoon, hey, what's up, Mr. Edwards? Morning to ya. It is evening to me, but morning to you, right? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. So I was saying that I don't know. Maybe I'll change the title later to tell people that we're gonna roll the void tomorrow, because yeah, I don't think it's a good day. It's a little late, but we could. I just didn't inform Mr. Mad Bomber because again I was busy all day because it was a great weather day for work. But we do need to talk about yesterday's testing. Hold on, I wonder if Howie's around. Doesn't look like it. Because we need to tell him about what we found. And again, we haven't, I was working all day, so I didn't have time to talk to him. Okay. That's okay. We will. Oh no, but you're fine, Mr. Edwards. I know what you meant, and that reminds me of where you live. See, so that's a good thing that you said good morning. Keep it that way, Say what it is at your place so that I connect really quickly, and I'm like, that's right. You're not in the Americas. But yeah, today I thought that we could, for those of you that are interested, do a little bit of discussion. And I watched, dude, I'm such a nerd. I watched the stream back, and I really wanted to make sense of the damage. But don't tell me there's no music here either. Hold on. Why is this so quiet? Yeah, it should be good. It should be pretty high. Don't know. Yeah, it should be okay. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I really badly wanted to make sense of whatchamacallit, of Oh, that's right. And we're about to actually hit level 31. I wanted to make sense of the damage numbers, and I think I kind of sorta figured it out. But I don't know, should I take out how should we do this? All the boys. Wait 1 second, boys. Sorry. Time cold slash fire. Oh yeah, see? I was gonna oh wait, it would be plus 10, right? Yeah. Anyways, let's go here. We might be doing notepad style, boys. Because I wouldn't mind kind of showing you guys. Hello, Mr. Wick! You don't know how I do all those rushes? Oh, man. And you turn your brain off? Ooh, I wouldn't say so. I mean, if you know exactly what you're doing, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Okay, let me see how this would work. Hold on. If I hide... Wait. Visible. If I hide D2R... There we go, right? You would see all of this. Cool beans. Okay, but then when I go back into the game, do you guys see the game? Yes, you do. Okay. Interessante. Very nice. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about how I could make sense of this. And I actually still need to check one more thing. First of all, get this out of here, please. All right. I need to check one more thing here. Oh, come on now. J. Dude, this is so funny. Hold up, boys. This is very interessant. Is there... I need to get my... I know what I need. I need something else to test this. Guys, this is actually kind of crazy. Oh, yeah. By the way, that whole Trav situation, Mr. Wick, I know people do it. The professionals do it by teleporting behind Trav, opening up a portal, and just people walk in there. I think it's a trap for people that have not gotten rushed before because they don't know what to do there. That's kind of a weird position too. By the way, if you ever walked through a portal, like let's say somebody was doing something for you, right? You've never gotten rushed before, and you're like, oh my gosh, they're going to take me through the game for free. And you walked through a portal, and you were behind Trav, and you saw them on the minimap by Trav. Wouldn't you be like, hey, don't leave me behind? And wouldn't you start trying to get to him? That's what I used to do. I mean, I didn't understand either. You know, when I got rushed, but this is like when I was a kiddo, you know, like 15, 20 years ago or whatever. Um, yeah, that's confusing for people. I never do that. I literally just I go to Trav myself. I somewhat clear the path. If everyone's level 1, I just clear the path by myself all the way through. I go out of my way and it takes like I don't know, 20 seconds. I go out of my way to kill all the hierophants, the healing ladies or whatever, and the zealots, and then you go back to the waypoint, you put up TP there. That's my recommendation, okay? That has worked for me because I don't like, and I see where the confusion starts when people put that TP in the back and then they expect people to know to walk in, stay, walk back through the TP, then they will put a new TP up where you go through the TP again. Dude, that's craziness, okay? No. So if you want to rush people in the future, guys, okay, do the humane thing, okay? You don't even have to put up the waypoint right away. So don't make a TP at the waypoint at Trav right away. Go to Trav yourself, clear a nice path to get to the Trav members if you're the rusher. Go back to the waypoint, put up the TP there, let everybody come in, and just type in the chat, say, walk with me. And all they have to do is you have to be a little bit ahead of them so you know, don't let them get in front of you. And yes, there's a second part to it. Yes, I know. And then you have to, yes, but you see, explaining to people that, Mr. Wick, it's more hassle. It's more of a headache for you than anything. Don't do it. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but you're just going to create yourself headaches. I'm telling you my recommendation. And yes, it takes a tad bit longer, okay? But people don't know what to do when they are put back there, and a lot of them try to walk through. They get killed, insta-killed, then they don't get the quest. And by the way, sometimes, depending on where you position and then where all the Trav members are, if the Trav members are for some reason very far up in front of the Trav thing, you will not get the quest back there. That has happened many times, many a times, at least back in the day. I haven't had that happen to me ever since back in the day because I just don't do it that way. I always put the TP at the waypoint. I tell them to walk with me. As soon as we get close enough, I teleport right in there, kill everything, and then I stand still so that the Hydras attack me, and hopefully everybody else gets the picture. Don't walk until the Hydras are there, and I position myself inside the Hydras, you know, so that the Hydras are attacking me. I just clear it out while they're walking behind me towards us. And it's done deal. So if you ever want to do that, just get your headache out of the way and do what I just said. Yeah. But, guys, we need to discuss this because this is kind of insane. And to be able to fully test this out, though. Oh, by the way, there's going to be another Annie, a declone tomorrow on Asia. And I was lucky enough to wake up in the middle of the night to go pee. And there was an announcement like way late at night that there was a declone walk this morning, like super early. And so I just made a game and I just parked it. You guys should do that too. We're going to ID it in just a second. Hopefully we get a good GG, our first GG Annie. Can it be? Can it be like a 19-19-10, please? Or like an 18-18-10, please? Or an 18-20-10? 20 on the res. Come on. Do it. And 10 on the experience. Do it. All right. But we need to discuss something else. And I think this is going to be actually helpful for everybody. Not even regarding the tomorrow's tournament or tomorrow's event with the Fight Club. It is actually kind of crazy. And I'm going to double check here, but I have this suspicion that the tooltip is hilariously manipulating people's information. Bro, hold on. 50, what is this? 33 crud. Crap. 50, 40, 42. I can't test this, guys. Dang it. Oh, what is this one? 30, but it doesn't have the... Oh, what about this? Oh, no. Okay, hold up. Hello, Mr. Mad Bomber. Cool beans. By the way, Mr. Mad Bomber, Mr. Scotty, we are gonna be doing the Void most likely tomorrow. That's why it's not in the title today, because I want to dedicate today to a kind of a very important thing here. And so don't feel pressure of coming in, okay? Or like meaning being here for the big Void creation, okay? That's gonna be tomorrow, I would say. All right, this is also freaking amazing, dude. Okay, let me see. Don't think I have one with... Dang it. What is in here? Nope. What's here? That also. Okay. Guys, I have to like check all of my boys. Oh, this one might have it. Because he's the demon guy. Hold on. Could he have a book that... Whoops. Could he have a book that has one to bind demon? Oh, level 51 though. I need one that's level 30 or less. Or, well, 30 because it's bind demon. Crud. Hold up. If that guy doesn't have it, we might have to do some shopping. Because, by the way, this is breaking news. I just have to figure one thing out here. I'm an idiot for not leaving any... Is there one with bind demon? Two to bind demon. Level 30, though. Okay, hold up. This could potentially work. Right? Or do we need one specifically? No, this could work. For testing purposes, I think this is going to be fine. Okay. Yes, let's see something. Alright, guys. Let me see. What's that black back pull? There's a way you can pull all traps there. Skip that one through. Oh, Mr. Wick, sorry, I didn't know. Hold on. No, I don't think that's a thing. But I'm down to test something like this, but I think I would have noticed because it doesn't matter about the drag. The level you get is, or sorry, the experience you get is the experience you get as long as you're close enough to get the experience. So if literally I was standing next to you at level 1 and you were killing the Trav in players 8, I should be getting all those levels as you say, and you don't. Like you could test this. Like you could be a level 1 character just walking around while somebody's killing Trav. You will not get like 5 levels. Like it would be better for you to be doing Trist runs, you know, than whatever. I don't think you, I mean, that could potentially work, but you would have to be already level 20, maybe-ish. Because in general, Flare Jungle and anything like in Act 3 starting in Flare Jungle maybe is like 20 plus. You get amazing experience. Like it's better to even just do Flare Jungle because there's so many of those little freaking fetishes and they all do a great job of giving you experience. They're just easy to kill. There's a gazillion of them. And especially if you get like champion group, kind of that acts like champion fallen with shamans. It's huge experience. So no, I don't think it's maybe like an outdated thing. again, maybe back then it was way harder to get experience in another way, or maybe people haven't figured out, I don't know, like cows maybe was just harder to come by. Oh, maybe that's why, Mr. Wick, because back in the day, if you killed the Cow King, no more cow level from that character, right? But 15 to 20 is a little low. I don't think you're actually going to get experience. Like if you're 15 and you go to Flare Jungle, try getting experience there. You will, but it's going to be very small. Or it's not going to be as fast as once you're 20. Like that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like the chaos runs in hell. Like between 1 and 25, it's less, and then when you hit 25, you hit that perfect break point where the penalty is no longer as high, and then boom, you start to go crazy experience-wise. And so those brackets that people have established, for example, oh, you do Trist runs from like, let's say 7 to 13 or 14. Oh, then you do tombs from like, you have to get some levels normally, and then you do tombs from like 17 to either 25 if you want, or 17 to 20, 21. Then you could go up to Act 3. But again, a lot of people don't even do that. A lot of people prefer doing cows because you get bases and yada yada. But I don't think it's something like worth that much looking into, because again, all the great spots, the ones that retain people, because think about it, like tomb games retain a whole group of people for like maybe close to an hour, you know, to do all the tombs. Maybe not a whole hour, but like, you see what I'm saying? That's good retention. No one's going to want to do what 1 minute trav runs. Like, I don't think it's, but to each your own, you could try it out. I don't really think it's a big thing though anymore. All right. So this is what I need to test out, guys. Look at this. All right. So this is a little confusing. I have a suspicion that this demonic mastery, that plus 10% damage, is automatically showing in the bind demon section. And I have a suspicion that if I didn't have a point in demonic mastery, this bind demon would say plus 75%. I have a suspicion. We're going to check this out in just a sec. But if this is true, okay, we're going to put this on. We'll see how much this increases. Because if this book makes it show the same number here as it does here, as it does with this book, we figured it out, or we figured something out. And then on top of that, I have because I rewatched the stream yesterday, and I think I understand where the demon's damage is coming from, like why it's that powerful. And it does somehow make sense in the nice fight that was observable between me and Duriel. It was towards the end of the stream. It was a very nice fight because it was obvious what happened. And I was keeping track like the whole time with my mouse. That was like the ideal. The other ones were a little harder because, again, my demon got smacked. And then I had to like re-get him, and other people were there as well. So, very interesting. Okay, so what do we have here? Hold on. Let me see something. Okay. So level 3 says 95. Level 1 says 85. So it went up by 5% each level. Hold up now. Now watch this. Let's see what happens here. Because this simultaneously increases this, which, by the way, so here, if you guys want to see, this originally 1 point gives 10% damage. And that's all we're really looking for, because the attack speed there's no other attack speed bonus that gets calculated besides the one from Demonic Mastery. I see, Mr. Wick. I see. Again, if that's true, then point me towards that. But I know by following the rusher. But again, maybe it's just coincidence that I didn't even notice. But I've gotten rushed too. And I go all the way with the rusher towards Trav. And I don't remember ever getting 1 to 5 in that one game. I don't know. Maybe I'm not remembering because I don't pay attention to like, oh, I gained 5 levels. But I think I would have noticed, you know? Saying is you would get rushed and get the XP of like 4 to 5 runs. No. I think I know what you're saying. That you're level 1, you're getting rushed. And instead of not getting to level 5 instantly, if the person joins you, right, during Trav, in that spot or whatever, and you learn the Trav members, that they will instantly get to level 5. And so, therefore, by the end of the rush, at least they're level 5. I know what you're saying, and that it would be instant, right, in that one game, in that one rush. If that's true, beautiful. But again, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? But if you want to try doing that and do it for other people and it works, then by all means. I already do it regardless. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I already take people along the road with me towards Trav, and there's nothing in between. They literally walk with me. So I do that regardless. So if that's happening, then great. It's been happening this whole time. And if you do it my way, that should happen to anybody that's being rushed. They should be close enough to get all the experience and get to level 5, if that's what you're claiming. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, hold on, guys. We need to get to the bottom of this because we'll never finish. All right, so this says 10% damage normally. This says 85% damage with this point in there. There's no outside other thing that even this, for example, has no impact on damage. This does not have any impact on damage because that damage increased by 5 and magic damage increased by 5 only applies when you actually apply the death mark, right? So there's no hidden, how should you say, buffs that are happening from other skills here, right? Not even here, not even here, right? Even this does not affect the demon. Okay? All right. So this is 85. So when we put on this book, which simply gives me 2 more points, that damage, and hold on, actually, because I was looking at the damage percent, by the way, this whole time. Let's take a look at the original damage and then the damage percent. Wow, so the original damage is 12. Damage percent is 85. What happens here? Original damage is 140. Dude, that's a huge scaling thing. Okay, fine, Blizzard. That's good. I love it, but okay. And then the damage percent went up by 10. That means that each level in Bind Demon should theoretically give you 5% damage, correct? All right, because I was looking at the tables like online, like on Google, like I found like, what is it? I don't think Diablo2.io had it. Somebody else had it, but, you know, but it seemed off. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put 1 to all skills, which will lower this. Whoop, it's lowering this guy, but it's increasing this guy by 10%. Let's see what this says. Would you look at that? The damage percent is automatically shown of what your demonic mastery is giving you. That is so hello, Mr. Clark. That is so sneaky and not intuitive. You would not think that this tooltip is already reflecting demonic mastery. That's crazy. So see, what this means is that minus 20, if you subtract 20, that's 80, and each level gives you 5. So you start off at 75, you get an increase of a percent of 5 per level. But if you have skills here and here, it automatically shows you what demonic mastery is giving the bound demon. So you do not, mathematically, when you want to calculate your demon, you do not include an extra damage from this. Isn't that freaking interesting? I wonder... Okay, but this doesn't have damage percentage. I was going to say, I wonder if these also get retroactively applied by this. But that's for another test, I think. Right, because it will show you like the 8 to 9 will be changing, I think, based off of this. So it does retroactively show you that, but that's also maybe a little unintuitive because you would want to mathematically want to do this. Yo, Mr. Fairhall. How are you doing, my man? Yes, we could do some statues in just a sec. I want to exactly figure out how yesterday's testing were true. Okay, so now if this is true, guys. All right, we figured it out. We figured that out. That is crazy. That is crazy. By the way, this should be shale eth, right? Why isn't that shale eth? Shale eth. Thank you. Mucho interesante. Because wow. Again, you just would not think that. But that's what it would do. But that's what it does. That's crazy, dudes. Okay. So here's the thing. So now, I think I understand. And maybe we'll get corrected here. But this 145% damage percent includes this 50% damage as well, because this normally should be 105, and I think that makes sense. 75 is 1, 80, 85, 90, 95. This is 5. 95 plus... Oh, yeah. 95. It should be 95. Whoops, what am I thinking about? Yes, so it makes sense. Okay. So let's take us through, because I think this is what's... how we're going to calculate this. Okay. All right. Woo! All right, so just for everybody's information, we are going to call this greater hell. Oh, hold on. Let me make these bigger. Let's make this a freaking... let's make this a heading. So this is going to be greater hell spawn, which is Baal's minion test. Demon test. Let's make this smaller. Going to fit in one thing. Okay. Right? Okay, let's go and actually write some stuff. Okay, so look at this, guys. This is crazy. This is my pet Pokemon Master Warlock. No, this is the Warlock that we're going to be doing. We're going to be using for tomorrow's Bound Demon, level 1 Bound Demon PvP, kind of like Fight Club event. But we were doing some testing yesterday. Right? And we were just testing like visually of what was happening. But now I wanted to put it in perspective of numbers because these numbers should somehow match what visually happened. Otherwise, we still don't understand what's going on with Bound Demon and how the tooltip is telling us one thing and it's not really, doing anything else. So, what's going on here? Okay, so the Greater Hellspawn, by the way, Bound Demon test P4. This was P4. Okay, players 4. Average damage. So if you guys go again, I mean, I don't want to show you guys literally everything. It's gonna be so much confusion. But if you guys put this name into like a Diablo 2 database, like one of those old ones where you just put it in. I sent even I even put a link in the here. Let me put another link for you guys in there. Something like actually like this, right? All right, hold up. For example, if you guys plug in, this is the website that you could use. Okay, that's like one of them. You could use, I believe, Diablo2.io as well. There's a whole bunch, but this one's reliable. I could vouch for it. Okay, so this, if you type in, for example, in that website, Baal's Minion, you will see that there's a guy called Baal's Minion, and he's like Eldritch and his little minions, right? In Act 5, at the first waypoint, right? Eldritch, everybody knows who that is. And in that website, you can also click on the variants, the different variations of that Baal's Minion. And so the ones that spawn in Worldstone Keep level 2, for example, are a guest monster called Greater Hellspawn. But this guy is considered a Baal's Minion. That is his original name, his original state. Okay, and over there you could see like what his average damage is like from one of his swings or a second swing. Usually monsters have 2 types of swings or 2 types of attacks, but they're very similar in damage. The average damage on players 1, so okay, average damage, and actually let's make this even a little bit smaller. Okay, average damage on P1 is around 25. And then on P4, that is multiplied. Okay, it's around 25% higher on P4 because each player adds 6.25 or whatever it is. Yeah, I think it's 6.25. Yeah, 6.25, then that would be 12.5. Correct. Yes. So let's just say, okay, and on P4, with a 25% increase, that's about 6 to 7. But let's just average it out. Let's say 32. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt that he does a little bit higher on his average damage. Because I believe, and like this is legit, like if you guys look on this, for players 1, his first attack does between like 19 to 26 or 27, and the other attack that could possibly roll is like between 23 to 29 or something like that. If you average that out for both attacks, it's around 25, okay? And then it's slightly stronger for P4, so let's say 32. Now, why am I saying 32? Because first of all, it's very close to our actual calculations here. But again, we're giving it the benefit of the doubt that, he attacks a little bit after that, right? Really quickly, I'll answer that. Let me see. Do minions from Normal, Nightmare, and Hell have the same stats? No, they do not. They do not. After binding, that is. What do you mean? Like, if you bind him and you leave the game and then come back, will his stats be the same? Yes. If you bind him in normal and take him to nightmare, he will not get stronger because he's a nightmare. He's gonna be the normal version of himself. And so, like, if you go to that website, it'll tell you, like, depending on where you bound your demon, what area level that is, right? And by the way, you could, guys, like, that specific link is for area level, but you could search in that little search bar whatever you want. So you could search this, right? You could search whatever you want there. But that was just the general link that I use for area level. And so yeah, based on where you got him, you could look up the type of demon that you bound, and literally there's, like, you could click normal, you could click nightmare, you could click hell, and it'll tell you the stats, it'll tell you their resistances, which vary depending on the difficulty, it'll tell you everything. It's crazy, but this is a great resource. Now, again, to a normal player who just wants to have fun, you don't need to know all these little specific intricate details, but I like this stuff. And this is very interesting because they did a lot of changes and people still don't understand, is Bind Demon worth it, or is it worth investing the 20 points, or what's going on there? We'll answer all that, okay? But we're not going to go into, like, that much detail today yet because I'm only doing this base example to kind of prove what happened yesterday. At least the one that is clear to prove. The other ones where other people were involved, and this is, by the way, like a player versus enemy. So I don't know exactly what's going on with the players versus player, which, again, we could do more like mathematical analysis in a second, but I think I want to just establish what is going on just versus other monsters and what this means, because this is definitely misleading. This 145% damage already includes your demonic mastery. That's crazy. I would never have thought that they would, like, apply, like, automatically, retroactively, like, so what? So now you technically disregard demonic mastery. If you're looking on the bind demon skill, disregard demonic mastery because it's already calculated in. Who would have thunk, right? Who would have thought? And now, anyways, going back to this. Why am I saying 32? Because on average, let's give him a little bit benefit of the doubt and take a look at his plus damage there on the Bind Demon skill at level 5, because I had him at level 5. You know what? Let's make this even smaller, I guess. Gosh darn it. Section P4 level 5. Actually, P4 level 5. Okay. 5 all. 5 all stats. Okay. So, Bound Demon. Do I need to literally do this every freaking time? All of that, please make that. Okay. Bound Demon. Level 5 damage. Skill. Okay, so the Bound Demon level 5 skill. Plus 268, right? Okay, let's see what's going to happen here. This is where the magic is happening, where it's about to be proven a little bit more easily to see if this is all true and how it's true. Okay, that's fine. We'll just keep doing that then. All right. So, and plus 145%. Okay. From the skill. plus 125%. Then, guys, when we rolled, because we're at level 5, our demon net automatically gets extra strong affix, which is 2.5 times damage, which is times 2.5 damage, which means, okay, because when you multiply by 2.5, that means that your damage is being multiplied by 150%, because 100% is times 2. Okay, so for those of you that might be confused, 100% equals times 2. So 150% equals times 2.5. Okay, that's where that's coming from, by the way. Okay. So far, so good, right? Okay. Stick with me here, boys. So, on average, on average, on average, $268 plus 32 from being on players 4 equals 300. Now that's why I chose the 32. Now we could have gone 30 and been like, oh, 298 damage. Okay, let's just be, normal here. Let's just say roughly 300 damage is when everything is level 5, and that is when Demonic Mastery automatically applies to this as well. Okay, and literally that's the only impact that it has, besides then attack rating and attack speed. But again, that doesn't go into calculating damage. It just goes into calculating how often your demon attacks, right? Okay. So on average, this is 300 base damage. And this, okay, also, so we're going to combine this here as well, by the way. So the Bound Demon level 5 is 1 plus 145. That's including the Demonic Mastery. This is plus 150. So this, let's just say, plus roughly 300, okay? So together, roughly plus 300%, which is the same thing as what? 100% is times 2, correct? 200% is times 3. 300% is times 4. Okay? So times 4. Roughly. Okay? And we're not going to be nitpicky because of 295% or whatever. Okay? Roughly times 4 to base damage. Okay? If we have 300 base damage, (300 times 4 equals 1,200 damage per swing. With the extra strong affix, okay? This includes the extra strong affix. And hold on, we're going to still make sense of this, if this even makes sense. Because this is, again, I am showing what it should be, or what should be happening. Okay? What should be happening mathematically is this, what's on the screen. Okay? So this includes the extra strong affix and the level 5 demonic mastery, along with level 5 bind demon. Okay? That's what that includes. And let's do level 5, and let's do level 5. Okay? That's what this is, roughly this. Now, there is also, you cannot forget, there is also an innate chance for any minion slash merc to do a critical strike, aka double damage. All right. There's also a small chance, okay? There's an innate chance for anybody, even yourself, by the way, even if you don't have any deadly strike or crit chance or anything, you also have, just as a brand new character ever with nothing, you have a base of 5% chance to crit with a melee attack. Okay? So does your mercenary, so does these guys. All right? But we're going to consider that not happening, hopefully. Because again, if it triggers, then, that kind of screws up any tests that people do. Okay? But again, it could happen in any circumstance. That's just the way it is. All right. So this should actually be bigger. Let's do this as a section. No. Never mind. But let's bold this up. Okay. And let's move it down here. There we go. So on average, this should be per swing, per hit. Okay. Phew. All right. Now let's see if this is true. So now using that same website that I just put you guys in there. Okay. We are going to take the section of my testing yesterday where I was versing Duriel alone. It's towards the end. You guys don't have to go back and look for it, but it is going to be interesting if you guys want to go look for it later. This is what happened. I was in a players 2 game and I kept my players 4 demon from the previous game because Duriel got killed accidentally. Remember that situation? Whoever was, I think it was you, Mr. Mad, or who was it that was teleporting? Somebody teleported for us to test Duriel, and then they accidentally killed Duriel. So me and him made a next game. So it was only players 2. And he got me to Duriel. Okay, if you guys use that website to look up Duriel, if you click on normal, okay. If you guys click on normal, and again, I don't want to put all these screens up here. There's going to be too much stuff going on. You will see, here, actually, let me look that up as well, just because Duriel. Okay. Oh, maybe this is not the website for Duriel. Hold on. No, there should be. Hold on, I'll give... Wow, good thing that I checked this. Hold on. This is giving me the lore of Duriel. Wait, I need to find you guys the correct website that I use. Wait a second, boys. It's a good thing that I'm checking this myself, I guess, now. Because there's a few websites that I use. I didn't think that it was this one. Hold on. Hold up, boys. D2R. Oh, wait. I know how I'm going to find this. One second, boys. It is. Yeah, Diablo2.io. Gosh darn it. Okay, I'll give you guys another one. Hold up. This one right here. All right. Sorry, boys. That is the best one. Sorry. Let me put this one in there. This one. Use this, guys. Yeah, Math Hammer. Yeah, it was you. If you weapon swap, does it mess with your demon? Yeah, Thorns would be cheating, Mr. Edwards. Thorns would be cheating, Mr. Edwards. Yes. Okay, so if you guys go search up Duriel on Diablo2.io, and you click on normal, you will see that he has roughly 4,000 hit points, and he has no physical resistance. Do you guys see that? I mean, geez Louise, I guess I could show you guys right here. Okay, look. Yeah. I might as well. Okay, actually that's good. Right there. Do you guys see that? And even we don't need to do this with the stupid ads. Gosh darn it. Okay. Here we go. Right? Duriel. In normal, 4,000 life points and no physical resistance, okay? With every additional player in the game, every monster gets an additional 50% of their life. So not doubling it, not 100% more, just half of it on top. So Duriel's life, when it was just me and Mr. Scotty, should be at 6,000. Okay? Should be at 6,000. And our demon does this much damage. And you know how many hits it took for Duriel to die? And I'm suspecting that one of them actually was a crit. And it was the first hit that he did was a crit. But it took exactly 5 hits if you take into consideration that first hit that he did, which was a whopping amount of Duriel's life. And you could notice it right away because I was hovering the mouse over Duriel the whole time. His first hit took off a huge chunk of Duriel. And then all the rest, the remaining 4 hits, took off smaller portions. So I'm assuming that, again, roughly 5 times 12, by the way, what's 5 times 12, people? 6,000. And that seems to be the most clear that I could imagine getting, at least to support the actual theory here of what's going on. Okay? And that makes sense. Now, yeah, 6,000, right? So 60, right? Because 12, you guys know what I'm saying. 12 times 5 is 60. So you just add on this and it's 6K. So 6,000. 5 times 1,200 is 6,000. Now, again, it wasn't perfect, right? Because, again, there's a range. So every time that he attacks between 19 to, like, let's say 19 to 29. And then this gets added on, right? And, you know, stuff like this, right? So this is on average what his damage is. On average. And the average should not, or sorry, the minimum and the maximum is not too far off. It's not too far off because the original range, like again, between 19 to 26, like, and then like this huge thing right here, this big number is what's making the Bound Demon incredibly powerful. It's not his original, like it's not this. It's not his original rough 25 or rough 32. This is nothing, okay? Um, right? This is nothing in comparison to 268, which he gets from the skill itself. So the variation between his minimum hit and his maximum hit is not going to be detrimental whatsoever. But on average, this is his average hit, and that makes sense on Duriel. That was the cleanest fight because there was no. Well, my demon didn't die. Number one, like so I didn't have to like do any of that and wait for Duriel to like regen his life or whatever, right? I mean, we were doing it in normal, so the regen is nothing, but I mean, there might be slight or whatever, but you know what I mean? Is wearing an item with buff stabs charges loud. No, so the only thing that the players are going to do, this is just to see who could find the coolest, best demon that could survive, like the longest. Because the players themselves, we are not going to be using any sigils. We're not going to be casting anything. The only thing that we are allowed and actually kind of forced to cast is going to be Deathmark. Because Deathmark is like the instant teleport of your demon. And for your demon to not wander off and go attack other players, because remember, everybody's going to be hostile. It's like going into a PvP arena, and technically the players could attack the other players as well. But we're not going to do that. The whole point is to see whose demon will win the fight, and we should all just be safe and not attack anything. So we're not using any sigils to slow the other demons down. We're not going to, at least for this first trial, for this first test run tomorrow, we're just going to be doing basic, 1 point everywhere, no interaction besides Deathmark, okay? But for the future, again, don't, if you think that you would want to try and convince, or just in general, if this is a great success, I'm sure we're going to do way more involved kind of dueling in the future, where potentially it is allowed to use Sigil Lethargy. But then at the same time, that all it does is prolong the fight, really. Which actually might be a good thing. But it, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't create anything else. It just slows down them, and their attack rating or whatever. You know what I mean? But what charges would you ever, like, we're not cursing if that's what you're asking. Like, you can't just what's it called? Use a life tap charge wand to life tap the other demon so your demon never dies because he keeps taking life away from him. No. So it's just like a fight to the death, brute force, no outside involvement, at least for tomorrow's baseline event. You guys know what I'm saying? But trust me, it's if it's successful tomorrow, what's gonna be fun is to go above and beyond a little bit to get to 44, to get the demons, to get Bound Demon to 15. And then we could talk about, okay, potentially allowing the player and his gear to maybe make some kind of an effect. That would be cool. Or enchant. Right. But for this one, it's just as basic as we can be, bare bones, no other impacts or anything. So by the way, I'm not going to be dueling with 5 skills here, guys. I'm just doing this as research because everybody's going to respec. I actually don't have to respec, because my demon is everything. I have 1 point everywhere. And then this, which is at 18, yeah, it says right there, base 18, has no impact on my Bound Demon anyway. That's what we figured out yesterday. So, yeah, Blood Oath, you see how it says life of your demon plus 785%? Yeah, it does not apply to your Bound Demon at all. Resist all for your demon, guess what? Doesn't affect your Bound Demon at all. Or at least it doesn't seem to. Like, none of these seem to do anything. This might, maybe the resist all. We didn't test that one, okay? But we did test the life of the demon. I guess the resist all, yeah, we didn't test. We did try to put him in front of Indariel yesterday. But Indariel's poison at that level like at the level of the bound demon and how strong he is, how much life he has and stuff like that, you wouldn't even notice poison damage probably, you know? Um, but again, I might be wrong, but it's weird if the other stats on Blood Oath do apply to your bound demon, while the life of your bound demon does not get affected by that stat in the top. That would just not make sense, right? But the life of your demon, that bonus 785%, no impact whatsoever, because the people that we were testing it with, they had level 1 Blood Oath, and our demons had the same amount of life. There's no, holy smokes, Mr. Fairhall! We can't do 9 statue sets. We gotta pace ourselves, boy. That's crazy. I mean, we could, but dang, that's a lot of pre-buffing. We do have to. I feel like we want to separate them. I don't want to do 9 in a row. That's gonna be like, ugh. And especially like again with the pre-buffing and everything like this. Let's say each one takes 5-ish minutes. That's like, or more than 5-ish, because again with the pre-buffing and all that stuff, it's kind of stupid. It's like an hour. All right. If you could do a set in 6 minutes, that's like an hour, my man. You crazy. We gotta space it out. Right. Okay, that's good at least. That's good. Oh man. So again, with players, it's different, Mr. Scotty, by the way. We wanted to test yeah, we didn't do any player testing, but we could test that too. We would have to test it without poison and then with poison to see. But because there's different calculations for players, because again, players have been adjusted to only deal 10% or whatever it is. It's either 5% or 10% of their original damage, by the way, to other players. That has been just in the code for PvP for player versus player. And I feel like because Warlock is new, they might have not put any guardrails between the bound demon and the players, or vice versa, or whatever. Like they might have not thought about that, in the PvP sense. So who knows if they included anything in the code for them at all or not. But I mean, the facts are facts. My Blood Oath, even at level 18, and by the way, it was at level 22, had no impact on my bound demon's health in comparison to Mr. Bloodfang's. First of all, like he was testing this with me, Mr. Bloodfang's demon's health, and he was at level 1 Blood Oath. You know what I'm saying? Nothing changed, which is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Nothing changed. So I'm assuming the resist all, the physical damage reduction, and the damage taken goes to your demon. None of those actually apply to your bound demon, and I'm guessing that this Blood Oath applies to these guys. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, and actually, you could see it already. Look at this. This is also proof. Because look at this. A level 5 summon Goatman. Oh, nice. Keep them. And if you don't want to keep them, give me the other one or whatever. Because in the community, there's people that would love a Glimmer. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Fairhall? So, I'm not saying give me, what you would call it. I'm not forcing you, because you could have one for your Barbarian and one for, like, the Ubers or whatever, right? If you want. Or the Colossal Ancients. You could keep both, but I'm saying if if you do find any extra, or any of you guys, if any of you guys find Gimmer shreds, Gimmer shreds, keep them, and you could give them to me, and I'll hand them out to the community as well, so that they could potentially do duo Colossals on their own with other buddies or whatever. Okay? Yes. Keep them Gimmer shreds. But look at this, guys. Level 5 summon Goatman. Level 5 summon Tainted. Level 5 summon Defiler. Impossible for them to have 1025 life without this bonus. Ain't happening. And so as you can see, this Blood Oath directly on the skill itself, it's showing you. So look at this. all demon on the demon skill tree, it seems like these things retroactively show you in the tooltip automatically. But I guess that makes sense when you summon it. That's why I was confused. Why is... I mean, I guess it makes sense for it to be there too, but then why is that there? Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know. That's very weird. But this Blood Oath does seem to directly impact these guys. Okay. But let's go back to this and this. By the way, why do I even have my calculator? I guess I wanted to prove to you guys this, but yeah, we didn't even need it. Okay. But yes, essentially the Duriel fight makes sense. Now I have to, again, it's hard to tell because it wasn't crystal clear how many hits it would take to do Isuel. Because Isuel has more life than Duriel, and it was in a player's 4 game. But I think I mentioned that roughly, based on just my eyewitness testimony, like by my eyes just looking, or, you know, by like counting, I think, just pseudo counting how many hits my demon did to Isuel, I said between 10 and 12. If you guys want to replay back what I said, because again, I replayed it myself to try to see how is this all possible. And I said that it must have taken, and again, I rewinded, I tried to figure it out, but again, I wasn't holding a steady mouse over the thing, so I couldn't 100% confirm. But I do trust my instinct. So, and I said that it took roughly 10 to 12 hits. Okay? Hear me out now. We're going to go back to this. Okay? Watch this. Visual. Okay? Watch this, boys. I said that it took me roughly 10 to 12 hits. Okay? Watch what I'm going to show you. And I think it should make sense. Okay? I want to see the normal, please. Come on now. Sometimes just got to load. Yeah, there you go. Okay. See? Normal. Okay. In normal, look at how much life Isuel has, guys. Yeah. Okay, cool. Give me the other one. That's fine, too. Dude, who knows what bind is, Mr. Scotty? Again, Warlock is brand new. And again, they've changed so many things over the years, but yet still some, for example, don't fall into the same category. Like, if you guys ever, like, Sweet Phil made a nice little test run of what minions are actually considered the official minions to benefit from plus and minus, like negative and positive res gear, like negative enemy res and plus to your like elemental damage. He did a mini test because again, people are going crazy. They're claiming things on the internet and they're making videos like, "Yo, guys, everybody wear an Archon staff, Ming songs, put all the negative fire res gear for your tainted build." What ended up happening? Tainteds don't benefit. And everybody just assumed that they do. I don't know why, because again, if nobody tests it, how can you tell? And then people are just telling wrong information everywhere. That's why you need something like this. We need to verify that what is here is actually happening truthfully in the game. Otherwise, we're not going to know what combinations of what works for any build. And this is not just for the event tomorrow. This is just when you go, guys, and you want to do an Abyss Warlock. The question is, do you want, like, is it worth having a bound demon that does X amount of damage on average? Is it worth it to you? Or whatever it is, you know. So we don't know a lot of things about specifically bound demon. It's hard to tell because bound demons, unless if you find one that has only elemental damage, it's going to be hard to test any physical demons because physical sunders and stuff like that, again, that applies to your damage and they would have to be considered minions. But anyways, that's a whole different topic, Mr. Mad Bomber. You. Stop getting me off topic, Scotty. I love you, buddy. All right. But like time is flying. It's already been like over an hour. But whatchamacallit. All right, so here's Isuel. And I claimed... Oh, but hold on. See, there's another thing that seems to maybe not... Here, hold on. We also have to consider this, because there's another thing, but I don't think this applies to actual minions or like summons. This only applies to your mercenary. Or maybe that has been old news and it has been patched out. But there's something to do with, again, it doesn't apply to our numbers from the health perspective of our demon, because our demon did not die during the Duriel fight. But for example, just so you guys know, FYI, your mercenary takes 200% more damage from bosses. So that's times 3 damage to your mercenary. Unless if I'm getting that wrong and it's times 2, aka 100% damage. But I'm pretty sure it's 200% and 400% damage to minions, meaning times 5. And that is like painfully obvious if you guys ever played a playthrough normal on a summon necromancer, and like you were just like, no, I'm gonna be a summon necromancer from the very beginning, and you got to Diablo, all of your skeletons probably died in one fire ring, because Diablo just did 5 times damage to your minions than he did to you. And they just all die. So there's that. But there is something where your mercenaries, at least they used to, I don't know if this is still true, but your mercenaries would only do a portion of their damage against bosses. And this only happens to bosses. This is not for like uniques or regular mobs. This is for bosses. So if there was something like that, then this would all fall apart. But I'm assuming that there's no penalty for like a summon, because I don't remember them being a penalty for like skeletons. I know that there was a penalty for your merc back in the day. I don't know if it still exists, but again, we're not here to talk about the merc damage and yada yada. We're here to talk about this, bound demons. But on top of this, okay, so let's talk about this. Here, Isuel has, let's say, roughly 12,000 life. This is on players 1. On players 4, that is, what? Players 2 is 50%, 100%, or sorry, players 2 is 50% more, 100% more, 150% more. So times 2.5. So 12 times 2.5, okay, is what, boys and girls? 30. 30,000. And here is the weird thing. So hold on, or was it something, what was I? 30,000. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So 30,000. No, see, so something must be, I don't know what it is. Or maybe I'm thinking about something else. What did I say about, or was it Isuel on players 1? Or players 2 or whatever? Because again, this is very interesting. Isuel has a 30 physical resistance, which means that we're only doing 70% of this damage. So we're doing 780, right? This minus 360, or this minus 360. Whoops, sorry, that's not that. What is that? Or 840. So he'd be doing roughly 840 per hit. So that should take him a lot of hits. But it would make sense if it was on players 1. Does anybody know if, because Isuel is a weird guy. Isuel is very weird. He has like an incredible amount of life in comparison to anybody else. It's almost like he's glitched on normal. And then in Nightmare, it's like it goes back to like an average time of killing him and stuff. But on normal, it's incredible. But see, again, I would have to rewind and see like the thing. But all of those things were unclear because people came in. See, and that's the thing. I mean, I don't know. I was just estimating. I think that it would have taken my thing like 10 to 12 hits, but I have a feeling that that might be true. So 10 to 12 hits, even with 840, would roughly be this. That would make sense. And then, you know, you have those crit chances that possibly could go in. You know, it's very... I was thinking, is there any other factor? Oh, by the way, and see, this is what I was talking about. We could always see the... Here, let's do this. I want to show you guys Bale's minion. Okay? This is a great tool, by the way. Look at this. So that's like Eldritch and his minions. See, these are the variations. And we had a greater hell spawn because it even shows you, by the way, there's a guest. All right, these are guests. But it even shows you, where do they appear? Here. Spawns an area. Bloody Foothills, Abaddon, Area Plateau, Pit of Acheron, Infernal Pit, Halls of Vaw, and Worldstone Keep Level 2, which is where we found them. Okay? But look at this. Greater Hell spawn. Not in Hell, please. We're going to go in normal. Level 41. Very high level, actually. And see, this is what I was talking about. His attack 1 is between 19 and 25. But his attack 2 is between 23 and 29. So let's say on average between 19 and 29. Let's say on average 25. Or 24, whatever you want. Right? But then again, because it's players 4, that's... what is that? 18 or 17.75% more. Like, let's say 20% more. 20% of 25 is 5. So like around 30 more. But again, just to make it look nice, I made it. And this, also we made that look nice around 300. Okay, just so that it's nice on the eyes. And by the way, this is his hit points. And then on players 4, he has times 2.5 hit points. So he actually comes out with what? Yeah, 1,200-ish. Right? Hit points. Yeah. When you bind him, and his average damage is like around 30, 32, let's say, right? And then this damage, this 268, comes from directly from the Bound Demon skill. Which, by the way, that damage scales incredibly well. Let's just say freaking that. That at comparison, like at level 1, it's barely any damage. But then once you ramp up a little bit, woo, like a few levels, dude, this damage goes through the roof. In comparison, you know what I mean? The jumps are pretty hefty. So again, but it's weird. Yeah. Okay, never mind. It's not weird. And then let's see. So if his life is at 1,200, and let's see his stats. Where are his stats actually? Oh, whoops! I just need the regular. Oh, there is nothing. Okay, so they don't have any immunities or any resistances or anything like that. Okay. Bale's a minion, yeah, because otherwise it would say, and each one, yeah, otherwise it would say. Now in Hell, it actually will say, see? Fire immune. And then it'll tell you which one is what. So greater, ice immune, fire immune, and then it'll tell you physical resistance 33, you know, all that stuff. So for our purposes, because we're normal, he has 0 resistances everywhere. So he's just taking exactly the same amount of damage as is on this sheet. So the weird thing is, though, I would have to Now, again, is there a possibility that this double dips? There might be. Maybe that's why the Duriel fight, was it maybe a crit? No, but that first hit was so huge that it must have been a crit hit. And I just barely missed it of killing him in 4 hits. He had just like a sliver left when, or less than like a full hit left worth on the last 5th hit that he took. Who freaking knows? Maybe this damage is double dipping and giving an extra 50% on top of the original tooltip. But according to this would make sense. You guys see what I'm saying? It would make sense. Now, the weird thing is, though, why did our demons kill the other demon, but not like each other's demons, like my demon and Mr. Fang's demon? Why did they only survive 3 hits each? Because wasn't that true? They survived 3 hits each. But if that's true, they have no resistances, so they are like mine was doing this much damage on average per hit. And it took him, correct? Yeah. It took him 3 hits to kill Mr. Fang's demon. So there must be some kind of penalty put in place, because Mr. Fang's demon would be this times 2.5, which again is roughly, let's say, 1200. So my demon should have one-shot Mr. Fang's demon, but he did not. So is the penalty 30? Is the penalty like a 70% penalty, meaning they only do 30% of their damage? 33%, maybe 66% penalty. Maybe it's a 75% penalty, and like we... You know? Or maybe it's a 50% penalty and we just got unlucky with smaller rolls, but it was consistent. It was consistent that 3 hits killed the other demon. Incredible. Or again, was that for level 1? Gosh darn it, now I'm misremembering. I'm going to have to do some research. I'm going to have to relook at this again. It's too much to like play back stuff like in front of you guys, because that's just kind of crazy. To be playing back our own content and finding it. I'll take a look at this. I'm going to save this. By the way, this I was going to show people when people were very confused about Sunders. You guys want to talk about that really quickly too? There's a whole bunch of confusion. This special drop table, which makes magics and physicals very hard to get. This is the and the magic find and player count not affecting this. This is what I wrote up for heralds. This applies to all heralds. And then this, the standard drop table, which means that you get a chance at any unique grand charm equally from regular monsters, not heralds. And this is where your magic find matters and player count matters. Again, at any regular monster level 69 or higher, terrorized or not terrorized. So in hell, as long as this is met, doesn't have to be even terrorized. And this is the standard drop table. This is the special drop table, which is incredibly biased to make it incredibly easy to find these. Secondly, easy to find these. Thirdly, easy to find this. Hard to find that. And good luck. Oh, that's weird. Is it from heralds? You might your character might be cursed with poison. By the way, this is just if a Sunder drops from a Herald, guys. This is not the chance for it to drop. The chance for it to drop is right here. 1 in 100 for T1 and 1 in 50 for T5. So if you kill 50 T5 Heralds in a row, you should, on average, find a Sunder. But again, those are just odds, right? So you could go 100 runs and not get any. You could go 200 Heralds, T5 Heralds, and not get any. I don't know. But you could also kill 5 Heralds and get 2 Sunders, right? That's RNG, I guess, for you. Oh, so the boss traps? Okay, by the way, so boss traps are this. This is boss traps. You literally have an equal chance to get anything from a boss because they are not Heralds. That's why you've been getting poisoned. So that's your answer. It's not because you were doing this. It's literally just out of the rolls, you got poisoned because it has the same chance of dropping. Ooh, that's good. They're very rare from Heralds, the physical one. But also, by the way, the Herald also has a standard drop table. If you guys didn't know, it's kind of weird. Every Herald has a special drop table and a standard. So you might have gotten the physical one from his standard drop table, and he might have never even dropped the special drop table Sunder, by the way. So that's also a chance, but again, chances are that it was from the special drop table and you just got very lucky that you would have gotten this. But essentially, guys, what this means is that if you found 21 Sunders from Heralds, if you got 21 Sunders from the special drop table, you would have gotten this. You would have gotten 1 magic Sunder out of those 21, 2 physical Sunders from those 21, 3 poisons, 5 lightning, and then 10 a combination of fire and cold. Now, I was considering, is it supposed to actually be 10 plus 10 because it's each? But I think that might make it too rare for these because this is the original ratio setup, and this doesn't define each one specifically. So, yeah. And again, by the way, this only happens this season. Last season, this was not true. Or, I mean, this was true, but last season it was almost impossible to get. But this season, again, it's the luck of the draw, right? But again, the T1 Heralds, that actually makes up, like, that makes sense. Meaning if you killed T1, T2, T3, and then let's say you changed games and you killed T1, T2, T3, yeah, you're not going to get 1 in 50. This is only for T5 Heralds. Just FYI, right? Horcows with the intention of Barb joining. Yeah. But anyways, I need to save this because this, the clear example with the Duriel fight on players 2. Okay. So this is actually what I'm going to write. So on players 2. So players 2. Oh, so P2 Duriel with 6,000 life did die in almost exactly, if we consider that first one to be a crit, which it very much looks like it, did die in us almost exactly 5 hits as predicted. That's the craziness. But I need to apply this, and this is where, again, this is not clear. What is the fail safe, the guardrails, or the code when it comes to bound demon versus other bound demon? Because again, if we think about it, guys, let's say roughly 500 is the life. I mean, roughly it's supposed to be 475, but let's just benefit of the doubt 500. 2.5 or 500 times 2.5 is 1,250. But again, because we rounded it up a little bit here, let's take out that 50. 1,200 life is roughly what our demon's life should be. 1,200. Okay. Also, let's see, players 4, and then this is just a side note. Side note. Average life. Oh, around 1200. Okay. We need to figure out how this number. Wow, that's so funny actually. Average P4 life. P4. Whoops. Yeah, I need to save this. That's so funny that the average life and the average damage is that. You know? Yeah. And while you were doing it, it's terrorized. Right. Well, for the heralds, they have to be terrorized, right? That's the only time that heralds spawn is in terror zones. So yeah, the game has to be terrorized at that point. But this is very interesting. Why? And I need to go back and see, did my extra strong level 5 demon also kill Mr. Fang's demon in 3 hits? Or was it in less? If it was in less, if it wasn't like in 1 hit or 2 hits, then that means that there's barely any penalty, if any penalty at all. Very weird. You know? And it was hard to test for my demon to get hit as well. Gosh darn it. It's like we would need to do more testing, and we should eventually do more testing. And I think for sure we will, of course, with even more skill combinations. But again, it's kind of difficult because for online, and you could only test this online because you need other players in it. You can't test this on single player. You need other players to test this. But what was it going to show? Why am I in here? But what was I going to say? What was I going to say? Oh yeah, this is what I was going to say. But it freaking gets expensive, like if you would want to test things with tokens. So what needs to really be done is we need to find some gear. And again, this is actually not bad. It's not stupid. Because we could test a lot of stuff just by, but we can't be in Akaras because this is only like low level stuff. But we can test by finding or even buying gear from like Mala. And trying to find, by the way, did we drop anything here? No. And trying to find also, we don't need, there we go. We don't need this anymore. Whoop. There we go. Like this. Beautiful. And also the notepad I will save later. Okay? But I think what we should probably do in the future is test more specifically, and again, it's hard. We might actually have to do it. We could do different ones, but we at least know the baseline of these hell spawns, and they're always there, I think. Aren't they always there in World Star Level 2? Or is it a chance that they're there? But what we could do is look at this. We can find a whole bunch of stuff, actually. High level, whatever. I think level 30 skills should come up already. Or maybe not yet. Level 24 skills, dude. Do you see that, Blizzard? Trying to see if there's any high skills on here. Hold up. Can you get any any level demon using terror zones? Yes. So yes. So for example, the source that I gave you guys in like when I linked you guys those 2 websites, right? Like even Diablo 2 fandom, the area levels, right? That gets overridden when you terrorize that zone, and it gets overridden with your character level +2 up to a maximum of whatever in normal, and then whatever in nightmare, and then a maximum of 96 in hell. I think nightmare is 71 and normal is 45, maybe. I'm not sure because people don't really terrorize, or they don't really farm terror zones that much in normal and in nightmare. Not, at least I haven't, so I don't remember off the top of my head. But it's something like that. So whatever terror zone you get your demon from, it's gonna be based on that. So if it's a normal white mob, let's say you're level 1, and you could only bind a white regular monster, then if your terror zone is, let's say, 90, then your white monster is level 90. If you have 10 points in here, you could bind a champion, and if your terror zone is 90, champions in that terror zone are 2 levels higher. And then if you're level 15, you could bind a unique. And so if your terror zone is 90, uniques, or am I, hold on. Or is it champions is 1 level higher, then uniques are 2 levels higher? No. Uniques are 3 levels higher, if I'm not mistaken. So if your terror zone is 90, your unique would be 93. So your bound demon would be a 93 bound demon. And then super uniques are, I believe, 4 levels, like just 1 extra level higher than that. So if your level was, but again, don't quote me on that, but it's something like that. I remember because it confuses me compared to what it used to be before terror zones existed. If the area level was, for example, an 85 area level, right? That was the highest area level there is. It's 85. People call area levels 85 areas where anything can drop, right? That's actually false, because they can't drop from the white mobs there, because the white mobs are 85. The first mobs that can drop them is what? Champions, because they are 2 levels higher, making them 87. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was only uniques. I don't even remember. Again, because now everything is mumble jumbled ever since they included terror zones and they started changing how that works. You know, but essentially it's 2 levels higher than what it says, 3 levels higher than what it says, 4 levels higher than what it says. I would stick to that if I'm not mistaken, because that's what it used to be back in the day as well. Or it was +1 for champions, +2 for uniques, and +3 for super uniques. And I think we could even test that out really quick, or not test it out, but I could. Oh, I already got rid of the thing. But if we go to, for example, Hephasto on Diablo2.io, if you guys type in Hephasto, I could show you guys. Yep, never mind. So champions are 1 level higher, and uniques are 2 levels higher, because super uniques. Oh wait, hold on. River of Flame is what level? Oh, it's 84. Okay, never mind. Yes, it's 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so champions are 2 levels higher. That's correct, because River of Flame, if I'm not mistaken, let's find River of Flame. Not the real area level. River of Flame, baby. What area level is that? Okay, now I believe, was that changed? was that always the case? No, never mind. Never mind, I'm taking that back again. River of Flame was always 85. Or as of patch, whatever, 2.4. And Hephasto is 88. And he's a super unique. So that means that uniques are 2 levels higher. And champions are 1 level higher than the area level. So yes, if you're terrorize 90. By the way, same thing goes for, again, unless if I'm misremembering and the champions and uniques were both 2 levels higher, but I don't think so. Or something like that. But it's either 2, 3, 3 or 1, 2, 3. Higher than what the area level is for champions, uniques, and super uniques. Okay, and then super uniques in general have their own levels, but in general they're consistent with the area level of the thing plus themselves. And then, you know, the ones that are different are, for example, bosses, right? Bosses are crazy different. Even Lister the Tormentor is 88. Yes, so that confirms my suspicion that super uniques are 3 levels higher than the listed area level. Uniques, regular uniques, are 2 levels higher than the listed area level, or aka your Terror Zone. And champions are 1 level higher. So if your Terror Zone is 90, your normal monsters, your normal demons are 90, your champion demons are 91, your unique demons are 92, and your super unique demons are going to be 93. And let's see. So Mr. Edwards, so you could say a demon lady from Ancient Waypoint, while terrorized, she would have eye level 32 stats. Correct. Right, but we didn't terrorize anything when we did our test. Yeah, let's do some statues. Let's do some statues. Because, oh my gosh, it's so late already. Yeah, let's do some statues. We did enough research, I think, for now. And let's kick it off with a statue. There's Sovo's ear. Cool beans, right? Yeah, let's do some statues. Let me put down the shades and I'll be right back. Or you know what? Let me go have a cig. Would you guys be down, or would you guys be okay with that? Let me take a mini break. It's already been 2 hours since the stream-ish. Let me have a cig break, okay? Which should be around 10 minutes, so like with me going outside and coming back in and stuff like that. So in 10 minutes, let's do a few of those statue sets. Let's not do all 9. I mean, unless if I change my mind and I'm kind of down to do all 9, but which is, you know, it's possible. You never know. But yeah, I'll be back in 10. And then we'll do, I don't know, like let's say 3, 4 in a row. We'll see how I feel. Or just in general, because it gets kind of like too repetitive and too boring. But if we're on a roll, maybe I'll be down to do all 9. You know, that would be crazy. And you know what you should do? Hold on. If you do want to do that just for yourself, that would be really cool. Save all of them, not even IDing any. Oh! I don't know if that's a great idea because you kind of want to know which one is which. At least like put them into the fire/poison category, or cold and physical category, or lightning and magic category, right? So separate them in your inventory so at least you know which one is what. But yeah, we could do, yeah, so it would say that would be so much faster, by the way, Mr. Scotty. If you could bow us both, then we could both just, and hold the Gimmer shred, then we could both just annihilate, and at that point, at that rate, we probably could do close to all of them in a row. Okay, he's not really set up for ranges. Okay, so that's fine. So he'll just hold the Gimmer and I'll just do it. But you know what? Your bow will be appreciated, okay? If you do go in, if you do want to do that. So even if you want to do that, that would be cool. Again, but I don't want to, you know, if you're like playing, if you're doing chaos runs, Mr. Scotty, you're like doing whatever you're doing, I don't want you to constantly, you know, pop in bow and then leave and then go do back to your thing. You know, I don't want to disrupt your own gameplay too. So have fun. But if you can, and if you're doing nothing, then why not? I'm down. All right? And, oh, and we're also going to ID this. This was from today's morning's Declone Walk on Asia, which there's going to be another one tomorrow as well on Asia. So make a private game with the password in hell, guys. And on Asia, in the very morning, you could still be sleeping. Just put your guy in there. And if you guys need help, I'll be hopefully around, or just message somebody on Discord for sure if I'm not around to help you guys kill him at the time that you guys are there, because I might be at church or whatever. Or sorry, I'm going blueberry picking the very, very early morning. So yeah, I'm not going to be actually around to help you guys then. But just FYI, there's going to be another Diablo clone, and we still need a freaking close to perfect Annie. Our Annies have been horrible this season. The best one I've gotten was, I think, a 17, 14, 10. Or a 19, 14, 10 with the 10 experience. Oh, horrible luck. Anyways, I'm going to put on some tunes. Alright, let's put on some tunes. And I will be back. Oh yeah. Be right back in 10 minutes, boys, and then we're gonna do statues. All right, boys. All right. This is a normal game. What's up, LDR? Yeah, it's just a bow barb. I just saw that too. Yeah. All right. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, cool. Yes, so if we ever need a second pair for somebody, thank you, thank you. All right, let's to hell. All right. Hey, come on now. Here we go. Look at that weird bug. Like once this is like nice and like bright, these guys go back to normal, having normal helmets. Funny, funny. Okay. Vika. All right, let's go to Jables 1. Password 67. Ba-dum-bum-bum. All right, Mr. Fairhall, you ready? Okay. All right, everybody, we just gotta go buff up. Oh, by the way, Mr. Fairhall, open the portal. Come pre-buff. And come pre-buff. All right. Beautiful. All right. By the way, what jewel you going for, my man? Okay. Oh, nice. You got your buff already. Not me yet. Come on now. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. I like to see that. Okay. Beautiful. So I want you to wear that one. Beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let's go. Oh, if you want to come in with your barb to bow us, you can. But if you don't need to, we could do that next time. So actually, Mad Bomber, don't come in. Let us just do this normally for now, and we'll be fine. Ready? Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, crud. Oh, crud. Okay. Come on. Right, stop it. No. Jeez Louise, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have brought him here. I'm gonna save you. Just keep health bots going. No, I'm so sorry. No. Crud. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Here, we're not gonna do it that way. That's fine. That's fine. Just leave the game and come back. That's okay. That's okay. No, 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 no. You're gonna die again. You gotta leave the game. Come back. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. I won't drag him to you. I thought he would stay on me. You know what I mean? Alright? So same thing, same thing. Nothing's gonna change. Alright, but you could bow us. That would be very nice. You could just come in here and bow us in the summit. Oh, you don't want to come into the summit? Okay, hold on. I'm coming to you. That's fine. Okay. And also, don't need to pre-buff doing the old-fashioned way. Just me. So come on. You don't need to do it. Yeah, it's okay. Also, let me, do I have enough money to repair? I do not. Come. Yeah. Yeah, just stand in the corner there. Alright, I got this. Yeah, but you're not gonna, no, I'm not gonna even drag him. That's why I'm gonna use my own salvation. You know? Yeah, so that way we're not going to bother with you. Like, you don't need to pre-buff or anything. You're just going to stand in that corner. No one's going to bother you. And I'll just get this done. Now, the only thing is, so if you want a fire jewel, we would have to leave that to another day, which is perfectly fine. Fire or poison, because to deal with Talik while he's not stunned, we need 2 paladins to be actually attacking at the same time. One with salvation and one with fanaticism, right? So right now I'm going no fanaticism because that's the only way for me to survive by myself, right? That's why I wanted to like come closer to you so I could actually use fanaticism, and then get salvation from you. But with 2 paladins that are set up to actually fight and life leech and stuff with smite, then we could do Talik for that, like to get the fire or poison jewel. But for just me, yeah, if you're looking for cold, if you're looking for any of the other 4, just not fire or poison, then we could do this all day long, just me and you, just like this. And then you want cold, okay. Oh, come on. There we go. I wonder, maybe with... Oh, yeah. With the bow, I probably could just do fanaticism then. What the heck? Okay, I'll put on salvation so when he pops... Yeah, okay, cool. Good to know, though. Huge bow, though. 3,000 life. Jeez Louise. Thank you, Mr. Madaboma. I essentially could get away with using fanaticism with that huge bow, I think. And I might want to try it with Talik, just out of curiosity. Because that would be huge if I didn't need to use salvation for Talik. Woo! No way, Mr. Edwards. Your Australian ping is not handling no freaking fire jewel attempt. You crazy fool! Wanna kill all of us? Okay, salvation for the big pop, because he will hurt us a lot. Come on. Come on, Corley, go down, you tinky boy. Oh my god, you tinky boy! Here we go. Okie dokie. Boing! 1 down, 8 to go. Alright. Let's see. Yep. You. Physical. How good? Nice. Hold up. Let me see. And also, let's turn off my camera. Where's my camera? Hide. Let's see it. 34 minus 6. Ooh, ouch. Not too great on that. Wait, I forget. How did the ED roll? Is it between 30 and 50? Yeah. I'll make it. Yes. Also, guys, let's freaking ID this. Come on, baby. 2020. What are we gonna do about this? Horrible. Okay. You know what? Blow me. Nice. Oh, wow. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. Dude, I want to try the fanaticism with Talik. I'm going to go for it, I think. Alright. I think I'm going to go for it, boys. I'm going to go for it. Come on. Okay, let's see. I think I could do this, man, with 3k life. Oh, come on. Should be even faster. But I do want to go salvation for his explosion. Yeah, dude, but look at the tornadoes with all the why is he like that though? Come on. Get stuck on me, buddy. Oh my goodness, come on. Oh my gosh. Talik, you. Dude, just keep summoning them forever, and I need to actually target him. There we... Talik, you stupid. Oh my gosh. Talik! There we go. Please. No. Get in there, Talik. Yeah, come on. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. Come on. Talik! What a little freaking sucker, dude. How did I not get in the right spot? I'm all the way in the freaking corner. No, Talik should go down pretty quickly, but again, why is he freaking... Dude, how are his spirits on top of his name? I think it's one of his spirits are in the freaking place of where he normally stands. There we go. Let's just get out of there, bro. Can't stand this bull. This BS. We could survive him no matter what anyway. Even if he... Yeah, bringing the tornadoes on, Talik. Come on, buddy. We got Rising Sun, Dwarf Star. Let's go. Do this all day. Yeah, screw the little corner. Although it helps if he gets stuck like that nicely. It does help a lot. But it's so stupid that like you can't freaking hold his name. They need to change that, I feel like. Although it's probably a tactic to make them harder. Where like every time that he summons a little guy, a spirit, that whenever he summons a spirit, he like he untargets himself, right? Again, that's a cool strategy, I guess, but dude, what the heck, man? Okay, now remember, towards the end of his life, we do want to go Salvation so that his lightning explosion or whatever it is, doesn't one-shot us. Come on. Come on. You got this. Come on. Dude, am I not attacking him? Jeez Louise. See, like every time that he tries to summon one of those and he does that, right? Whoa, Mr. Edwards! Jeez Louise, dude, that's worth like a gazillion burrs and jaws and zods. GG. So either keep it for yourself if you have a warlock, otherwise get yourself that value, man. Trade that, but don't trade it for a low ball thing. You know, actually do some research because that is a near perfect. That's going to be definitely several burrs or jaws or a combination of both or zods, whatever you want. It's definitely a few of those, not like one of each or not like one burr, I'm sure. Okay. Even this late in the ladder, a 1920, a near perfect, goes pretty high, buddy. Has to. Okay, hopefully it's a cold, and hopefully it's nice. Come on, baby. And we ran out of fade and everything. Okay, we got to repair. We always forget. Oh, wow. Yikes. Alright. What we get? Oh, geez, and I don't have the webcam on either. What did you get? Let's see. Okay, you got the cold. You got the -10. So, gosh darn it. Is this for a Sork, though? Yeah. -10 is very nice. Yeah, and I guess it doesn't matter, like, about the +5. It is what it is. You got the -10. And in general, it's a frost. But you should go for another one. We should do another. 3? I would say let's try to go for another. Because for Sork, what you would want is the plus. Unfortunately, but that is for Sorks only. For cold, you would prefer the plus, and then for fire and lightning for Sorks, you want the opposite. Like 100% guaranteed. But hold on, what was I gonna do? Oh, yeah, get some money out because I'm pretty sure we're gonna need more. But it's up to you. You don't have to go for another cold. I'm just saying, if you want to try for a slightly higher of that, you know. Nice, thank you. Yeah, and LDR, like, you don't even have to buff. Yeah. Yeah, like, once I get my pre-buff, you don't have to be in the Spire, because I'm not even going to drag. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. But if you get it in the meantime, that's fine. But you don't need it. Like, you're not going to even be there. Alright? Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum. All right, thank you, thank you. Whoa, even more! You crazy boy. Yeah, yeah. All right, cool, cool. Okay, hopefully he doesn't get out of this corner. If he doesn't, that's amazing. Okay, but if I could only touch you, Mr. Talik. Games are going good, Mr. Kraft, Mr. Clark. At the end over here, because, yeah, we're not going to be streaming forever anymore, but we're doing Mr. Hall's, Mr. Hall's statues, a few of them. We'll see how we feel. Maybe we'll do all 9, but he has a bunch. And yeah, kind of like once you get into the zone, I guess, we could just keep doing this, you know? Alright, come on, fanaticism. Work your magic, buddy. Come on. Yeah, for the Gimmer holder, yeah. Unless if you, again, want to do that, like, trick for, like, having... But if you have a if you have a bow barb, like we do, I'm just using fanaticism even for Talik. But normally you need that salvation, man. Because, geez Louise. But I am stacked on fire absorb and stuff like that, so... I guess don't use me as a perfect example. Oh my gosh, come on, Karlik, you tanky boy, dude. Karlik is very tanky. Out of all of them, he's the tankiest, I think. Alright, come on. Wow, we haven't even procced the life tap yet. Ah, there it goes. Manica is definitely the easiest, like physical-wise, to kill him with physical. Yeah, so I haven't been using salvation. I've only been using salvation when he actually dies, so that I survive that one hit. Alright, let's do this. Or green. Let's see. Let's see it, boys. Lightning or magic? Which one will it be? Magic. Woo! Nice one. Okay, see? That rolled even nicely on the magic find and everything. And the experience and the plus to magic skill damage. Okay, that one's nice. Sorry, guys. I keep forgetting to put the webcam back on. Okay, 4. It's not shabby. It's good. Don't worry about the negative. Dude, magic is barely actually, like, no mobs are really magic resistant. Like, you don't have to subtract their damage or their resistance much. Meaning that it's the same importance as plus. Oh, that's what I want. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that the importance is irrelevant when it comes to plus or negative resistance for magic builds, typically. Out of all of them, that's the one that is ambivalent, kind of like ambiguous, or wait, what's that? What's that word? Yeah, that it doesn't matter which one you have more of, as long as they're roughly on equal, like equal footing. You know what I mean? So if you have like, if you have negative 50 magic to enemy res, but only plus 10 magic damage, then plus is way more helpful than negative. Like, you want to keep them both somewhat close to each other to benefit the most. Both positive and negative res. There we go. But, and that's only for like magic, and that's true for all. For fire, lightning, cold, everything. But for sorceresses specifically, the fire and lightning, the negative is way better than the positive damage, because of what? Lightning and fire mastery, and that any positive fire and positive positive lightning thing on jewels gets clumped together with fire mastery and lightning mastery bonus. So that's kind of, that does not help you much, or at all, really. Okay, now I'm getting into that thing again, huh? Huh, Talik? Is that what we're doing again? Okay, so we gotta just follow you, I guess, because I'm not gonna be dealing with this BS. Get out of there then, and we just do our thing. Just gotta get Talik freaking down. Oh my gosh, Talik. Alright, can we? Okay, you stupids. Ah! Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to check that out later, because I can't... I guess if I I have to, like, not click on the screen. I'll check that in just a second. So let's recap. Only for the sorceress, you heavily prefer negative fire and negative lightning, and you heavily prefer positive cold to your damage, because cold mastery does the opposite of what lightning and fire mastery does. It does the opposite. So only specifically for sorceresses, you do not want plus fire and plus lightning. Or not that you don't want it, it's just that it's way less helpful than negative fire and negative lightning for sorceresses only. For other characters, as long as you're balancing both the positive and the negatives, that's where you want to be. That's the sweet spot, is the perfect balance, okay, in general. Because the only time that like negative incredibly impacts your damage is for like immune monsters, and you don't sunder you know what I mean? But also, specifically for sorceress, you heavily prefer plus cold damage instead of negative cold damage, which again, everybody would say, oh, negative cold damage is the way to go. Yes, for every other class, that is correct. But for sorceresses, you actually want plus cold, because cold mastery already takes care of the negative cold, and that gets clumped in with that. So, you know, that's why I want you, if you want that for the sorceress, I almost wouldn't mind. So if you get like a lightning jewel now, so you have like your full set, your complete, you know, set of 4 of 1 of each, I would say let's try another try for the cold one to get the opposite of what you got. Hey! Thunder! Let's check it, boy. Okay, didn't roll great either, but it's a 24 MF, so perfectly fine. And again, the negative rolled higher than the positive, which is okay. That's okay. That's better than if it rolled the flip, the flip way. Okay. And let me see this. Ooh, nice. You know? Alright, 5. So, again, I would say that for if you want, let's hold on to don't socket that cold one yet. Let's try to get one better cold that has a higher plus cold than 5. You know what I'm saying? Let's try doing that. Dude, this bow is insane, man. 3465. 3400. And look at how quickly that went. Bro, amazing. We're ready to rock and roll. Look how fast that was. Alright. Get over here, you stupid bum. Come on. Whirlwind on me, buddy. Oh, there we go. Okay, come on. Can you stay there and get stuck? No. Okay, hold on. Come on. I want him to get stuck, though. Can we get stuck? Come on. Okay. Seems like he's not whirlwinding away, so he might be stuck. Can I actually attack you, buddy? Thank you. 3.5 HP, boys. Oh my gosh, 3 point, yeah, essentially. That's why I see I'm doing fanaticisms, by the way, this whole time. Right up until the very last second, because I don't want to die to his fire explosion. So now I'm going to switch to salvation. Come on. Watching 2 stars come together, baby. Oh, my neck hurts from this constant mouse holding. Not even clicking, just holding the mouse down the whole time hurts me. Oh. Oh yeah, I gotta worry about that posture. Alright, fanaticism back on the table. Also, what is this music? Okay, never mind. It's good. Ah! Alright, let's go for cold again. I'm telling you, let's try to get a better cold for you. And again, I don't know how deadly the Maddock lightning, but it's probably very deadly. Let's go again, salvation, just because why not? Takes an extra second or two versus fanaticism, but the ending is, of course, the worst, right? Okay, back to fanaticism. Alright, we're going for a cold. Come on, Blizzard. Come on, game. Give us a plus 10. It doesn't matter about the negative. Give us a plus 10 for the sword. Come on, baby. Or give us like a plus 8, plus 9, plus 10. Give us the higher half echelon of the possible rolls. Yeah. Dude, you should. I mean, that's what people do. Because it's so much safer. And it lasts for... How long is the... Like, this bow that gives me the 3465? How long does that last? Just the battle orders portion. The battle command, it doesn't matter. But the battle orders... Ugh. 8 minutes, dude. You could do a lot of farming in 8 minutes. You know, without needing to, like, go and get the bow again. Alright. Come on. Plus 10 cold. Come on. Let's go, baby. Show me. Is it a cold? Let's show the cam. Dang it. Physical. Okay. But better than last fizz. I think, right? Yeah. It's pretty nice. Alright. 6? Are we doing 6? Okay. Gotta repair again. Mr. Scotty, Jable 6 if you can, my friend. If you're not too busy. And you don't have to come to River, you could just go to the portal. But we'll be okay without it as well. But it does help. Hey, look at that. Big money. Ooh. Perfecto. Oh yeah. Cool beans. All right, nice. Also, let's just double check. See, 75 block. All right. Come on, whirling on me. There we go, boy. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, no. That's not what I wanted. Okay, Talek. Well, screw you then, buddy. We're gonna go after you. Unless if you can whirlwind this way somehow. Oh my god. Alright, come back over here. Dude, 53 yards. Okay, last sliver down to salvation. Okay, cool beans. I do wonder though, how much do I get? 265. Yeah, it doesn't reach me here, right? Yeah, it doesn't reach me. I don't think so. Do you have salvation on? By any chance? I mean, don't switch now, just in case like something were to go wrong, but... Because again, we are maxed, it's just that with their aura... Like, see? 179. I guess we are maxed. The only ones that we wouldn't be maxed with is the fire. I guess if we get fire somewhere. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't think it reaches either. But again, cold and lightning actually we do cap. Like, see, without fanaticism. It's just that whoops, that one we don't cap. Fire. And I guess, again, we could try to get fire somewhere, but where? Like, we literally have, all our gear is just static gear. There's no res on anything. We would have to, ooh, but I could potentially get, okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. Yeah, this will help out a lot. I need to get a fire charm somewhere in there. In replacement of... something. I just need to. Yeah, and maybe then I don't even have to worry about the explosions or anything like that, you know? Yeah. Why would I be then? Whoa. Did you guys see that though? Look at that. Yikes. Alright, blue one. Come on. Come on, baby. Give me a cold. Let's hide the camera. Let's see. No! Okay, but now that one's the best one. Wow. Best one so far. Very nice, actually. Dude, that one's, very nice. Do you guys see that? Besides the MF being a little low, everything else is high. That one should be worth something. Okay. Question is, you wanna save the last 3 for fire/poison? Or you wanna keep going for cold? I mean, it's up to you if you want to try another one for cold. I don't have any cold ones. I would even give you. You know what I mean? I just don't have any. Oh, by the way. Okay. All right. Cool beans. Cool beans. Cool beans. That's fine. That's fine too. Also, this will give me some time. Look at these are horrible. Hold on. This should be this. This should be that. I have 2. All right, because I don't have the fade. But essentially, 265. I need 10 more. You know. Okie dokie. Yeah. Yeah, because just in case you don't get 1 fire and then 1 poison, we might need 3 if you want 1 of each. You know what I mean? But yeah. What else was I gonna do though? Hold on, I was gonna check. We need. I feel like I need to get rid of that one. Or get rid of this one. Yeah, what are the defensive auras? Yeah, okay, that's what I'm getting rid of. You got 3 statues left, right? Yeah. Oh, my friend. Oh, I see. These are bigger. These are bigger. Okay. Hold up. Also, I want to get rid of that one. Shimmering Large, Cobalt, Ruby. Okay, this is good. This is good. Okay, let's see all these. Oh, these are going to be perfect. Oh, my goodness. Hold up, boy. It's way too much. And I don't even have room. Oh, yeah. Does anybody want something like that? Garnet, Small Charm of Dexterity. Yes, these are nice. These are way better. Yes, hold on, but we don't need that one for us. But yes. Okay, nice. They will. Yeah, the all-res is actually really GG. We might not even need it for this one. Hold on, do you want the all-res back? The all-res is too nice. No, you gotta take that one back, man. But these will be enough, I think. What did you... Hold on, where did I put these? Oh, yeah, these are the ones that you gave me. Yes, that's right, that's right. So, here, yeah. LDR, you could have a whole bunch of these, because I don't think I'm going to need them. Crud, I forgot what I had. Hold on, I need to pre-buff again. I'm an idiot. I need to see where... where my resistances are before. Hold up. Or what my resistances are after. After I fade. It would be amazing if I didn't have to fade, right? But I mean, that's just too much res to like put somewhere. If you ever want the all res charm back, just say the word. Word. Okay. Did I fade it? Yes, okay. Okay. Alright. Ooh, very nice one. Perfect ones are nice. Dude, that is too nice, my friend. Yes, those are nice. So keep that one. Okay, cool. Dude, that might actually somehow be able to get us completely without... Yes, minus 100 now, so I might even have too much. I could give some to LDR. Hold up. Hold up. How much do I have? Is it minus 100? It is, right? Okay, so I'm cold capped. But this is nice. Because this is also good for Ubers. Oh, yes. That's right. Because now that means that I don't need to wear Salvation unless if somebody else needs it. But for Ubers, I would need 300 Lightning. Okay, so Lightning, I'm going to change out some Cold for Lightning. And dude, that's Gucci. Let me see. I would say so. For sure, the of greed is already good for barbs, but the attack rating, yes, also, yeah. It could roll higher via attack rating, but I think 135 is max. Whoops. 135 is max. But in the 120s is still GG, in my opinion, you know? Yeah, but now, you know, to be honest with you, like, bro, like, think about how much money I spend every time I do this. People do like gold farm runs, you know what I mean? You could they need to so hold on. Now this is actually really cool. Okay, so this one is just amazing. Like, what the heck? Okay, these are all nice. This one's very special. This one's okay. This is fine. Life. Do we have any cold? Okay, this cold I can switch out with lightning. Is there a big lightning one here somewhere? It's the best one, right? Oh yeah. What's your next plan? Dude, Trav run Barb, that's right. Just put so much gold find and yeah. Berserk your way through or whatever else you want. You could even whirlwind, but people do berserk and stuff like that. Or frenzy. Yeah, people do that all the time. Okay, so life. Again, our max thing is life. Oh, this maybe. Let's see, how much do we got? 317. So minus 22 is actually okay. But this gives me poison damage as well, which is kind of cool. Alright, these are nice. This is very nice, actually. You know? Yeah, I don't know if I want to get rid of this. It does have the stupid poison, and I know I could get poison on a small one somewhere. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Whoopsies. I needed a lightning. And which color? What are we at? 237. Okay, so now we're rocking good, and we could still get rid of one. For fire... Oh yeah, hold on. Can do Talic last, probably. If you'd want. Would you want to do that? Or are you hammered in? Or is Oopsie hammers? Hold up. Fire, fire. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay, so you're still a smiter. Okay, so we can do it. 7. Let's do it, boys. We could kill Talic last this time. You know? If there's 3 of us, and the Barb can bow us and everything, oh yeah. Yeah, but let's go pre-fade. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Yeah. We go with fanaticism, and we kill fire guy last. Okay, cool beans. I'll just pre-buff still. And thank you for the bow, of course. Come on. But yes, we should actually be good without the salvation. But just in case, we could run it because we have LGR that's max fanaticism, I'm assuming. And so that's going to be way more attack speed than what I'm giving anyway. You know? Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Boom. Fire guy. That's the one that will keep attacking us while we kill the others. Yeah. And that's why we need 3 paladins for this kind of setup. If we want to kill fire, then that's what we need. Alright. Talic, get out of the freaking way, you stupid fool. Oh my goodness gracious. Come on, Maddock. Alright. But see, this is the best way to get if you want a fire or poison jewel, you definitely want 2 paladins doing the actual Talic killing at the end while the third person holds the Gimmer. Because, I mean, look at how it's just annoying. Like, if you had to deal with Talic by yourself. Oh, I have no room to pick up. Ugh. Or maybe, hold on, maybe I could put it in the cube. Oh yeah, I could put it in the cube. There we go. And it's green. Good luck. Alright. We shall see it. Okay, +6 -8. Okay, see? Decent for Sork. And all characters, I guess. Five experience, not bad. Alright, 8. Guys, we have a great team going here, by the way. Team, by the way, boys. Oh yeah, 3543, baby. Give me a quick proc. Now without the proc, I would have to run salvation even like if I was doing solo, right? But if I am procced, then I could now survive the having a fanaticism for ancients, and then for Ubers, for Mephisto, I still wouldn't be capped on lightning. But I don't have any cold stuff anywhere, I guess, besides this one. Okay, I will probably get rid of this, in all honesty. Come on now. Okay, nice. Now you want Poison Jewel? Or which one? Okay. Guy last again. Alright, let's go. Yeah, at least it'll do that. And who knows, man? You know, it would be sad if we got like a perfect poison while we couldn't get like anything, you know, and none of the other ones were perfect. But, but I guess, you know, eventually it could be traded off. Or are you, buddy? Come on. Are you, little sucker? You love the music? Nice. That's awesome. Okay, you stupid Telic. There we go. Nice, okay? We're bringing it to you. Dang. Okay, good luck again. Good luck, good luck. Okay, we'll take off the camera. Let's see what we get. Come on. Get it for the Chronicle. But fire is good in general more. Oh, it's gonna be big. Oh. Ooh. Wowza! Hey! Okay, okay. 9. All right. Hopefully we get one more for that Poison Chronicle. Big money, baby. Wow. Oh, yeah. Let's get that bow. Oh, yeah. Nice. I love it when Fate procs so quickly. Awesome. Yeah, that's a nice one, right? Alright, sorry, camera back on. Camera back on. Okay. Okay, just double checking, but I think that's true. Man, look at all these freaking little suckers. It's so hard to name lock the guy. Crazy. Yeah, so do I, dude. Marowaks are the freaking best. I can't believe that is actually a solo strategy if you wanted to do this. That's amazing. Come on, baby. Come on. Give it that poison. Alright. Oh, not enough money. Can we beat fire again? Let's show it. +9, -5. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah. Decent. Not the worst. Let's see it again. Yeah, +9, which is almost perfect. Obviously, it rolled a -5. But, nope. I think that's about it, right? Yeah. That's it for those. Oh! If all but Act 2 statues. I have an extra Act 2 statue compared to my Act 5, but I do want to keep them for now. Yeah, but everybody, by the way, is missing Act 2 and Act 5. You know? You got too much to do for you to think it's going to be another time? It's going to be good. Anyways, boys, so tomorrow, also, don't forget, go on Asia servers in the super morning, early hours. I believe it's 6. Hold on, let me check. Or 7. What is it? Oh, that's a lot of Act 5 statues. That's nice. It's gonna be at 7 o'clock in the morning Central on Asia, by the way. Okay. 7 o'clock. Crazy. 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 We gotta do those tomorrow and split some stuff up. Also, tomorrow is the Fight Club, and separately we gonna be rolling the Void and Grief and the Fizz Sunder. I know! Don't worry, there's gonna be 2, and everything is live as well. So, you know, you could always come back and watch. But, time to test. Plus, yeah. Yeah, I know, dude. By the way, yeah, I got your message and stuff like that. So, we could do a whole bunch of those things, but, you know, there is spirit. That's right. That's right. But by the way, so like the drop-off stuff, Mr. Mad Bomber, I don't have room right now, okay? I would have to create a character and do all that good stuff, okay? We'll do that somewhere. I feel like Sunday is a nice day because I just should have more time and I don't have to, like, you know, and we don't have to like do any farming. We'll just like do it, just us or whatever, you know? And then we'll right, like I don't have to be like on camera or whatever, and we could, or if you want, we could do it like during live. Yeah, just hold off until tomorrow or something like that. I'll make a new character because we're gonna need some space, and we could do some sets for you as well. Because again, like doing, let's say 20 ancients in a row is just tries to fry your brain, right? Or like 20 Ubers in a row. Oh gosh, you know. So we have to split that stuff up a little bit, and in the meantime, we could do like a giveaway there, you know, or a giveaway there, or whatever, right? And again, the community has actually been growing, guys. So thank you so much. And in general, a whole lot more people have been stopping by, saying hello. So, and it's again, it's kind of like a snowball effect. So, you know, the more people that engage just in general, then more people get interested. Oh, what is this group doing over there? You know, what are they doing? Farming keys? What's going on over there, right? And then, you know, more people come in. So I've seen it happening, guys. So thanks so much. And yeah, but all of this stuff is fun as heck, man. I think so. Especially like things like even the ancients, and ooh, like how good is the jewel gonna roll, you know? Yes, in the beginning of ladder, everybody hopes to get like the perfects, but it's okay. It's okay if we don't, but it's very interesting, you know? And then even if you don't get the perfect roll on one of the, like, let's say negative or positive, you can kind of like mix and match who you would want to put that on, right? In the future, right? Take these. I have no room. What is this one? Oh. Wait, but this one is plus 50 on the ED. That's perfect. What's wrong with this one? Wait, who's giving me this? Wait. Why don't you want that one? Or this one? What's wrong with these? Oh, come on. No. 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 But thank you. You know? Let's see this one again. Can you guys see these? Yeah, you can see this because of the cube. Yeah, this one's nice as well. Again, low on the ED roll, but 5 XP, 34 MF. Better than an Istrune. Like, if you're gonna put an Istrune somewhere, why don't you put that in? Do you see what I'm saying? By the way, I'm not like yelling at you, but for anybody that's like that thinks that, oh man, I got a bad rolled thing. Look at the magic fight. If it's above 25, you scored. You scored. You have more than an Istrune's worth, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly. And some of the jewels that even have higher than 25 MF is literally better than socketing an ist, right? Just for the time being, or for just like a meh temporary shako or whatnot, right? Like a generic helm that everyone can use. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like people get, and I'm not saying that that's you, okay, LDR? No, I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying, like, some people get disappointed that, like, they didn't roll on the high end of the plus or the minus or the enhanced damage or the whatever. But there's different things to consider, like the 5 experience. If you got a 5 experience roll, be happy with the 5. Like, that's actually just this thing that is awesome, you know? Next time when you're ready, me hold the gimmer and you can do the killing. That's way more fun. Yeah, exactly. For when you do magic find runs or when you're doing experience runs, you know? Yeah. You know, you mix and match what is best for what time, you know? Or for what usage purpose. At least that's my way of looking, you know? I try to tell all the viewers, all the people that ever watch like the VODs later, you know, don't take it too badly that something rolled badly. And by the way, sometimes it happens that you're going to get a low roll on everything. Okay, fine. Charcy it, you know? If you're that mad, sell it to the freaking vendor. But in general, you could find purposes for any specific stat that is, you know, more than your typical is great. Like that 34 MF, that's a lot of MF on a freaking jewel, you know? So, anyways, y'all, I need to get off because I'm going blueberry picking tomorrow, all right? But in the early afternoon, I'll be around. Again, don't worry, we're not going to do anything crazy. The void creation and the grief creation and the sunder rolling and all that good stuff will happen in the usual evening-ish hours so that anybody from Australia, from everywhere, can go and be there, okay? So for sure it's going to be during the nighttime, so you, anybody that's, you know, in a different country should be able to stop by. And then the tournament is gonna, I don't know exactly what time it is gonna be. I'm gonna have to check with Howie, but yeah, stop by, guys, and I'll catch you in the week for sure. But don't worry, we're just you get to watch everything back from the live section if you want, you know. Okay, cool beans. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that my explanations and my little testing for at least the thing that I could for sure commit to saying that is true about the Duriel fight, that seems to have made sense. Again, if you guys notice that something like, or if you think of something that I missed in the calculation, like, oh, was there a secret 50 or something, like, you know, is there something else? Let me know in the comments, right? Or just let me know in the next live stream. But I have to rewatch my thing again because the Isual thing is really perplexing, as well as the demon versus demon. We have to figure out what is the like how that's working out. But again, tomorrow's thing is gonna happen regardless, right? And we'll just see. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good night, everybody. And yeah, tomorrow early afternoon, for whatever it is, we could do some statue, you know, just whatever, whoever's on and wants to do stuff. And then in the nighttime, like your typical like 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, 6:37, 7:30, you know, in that range, we'll wait for a whole bunch of people. We'll do the void, we'll do the grief, and, you know, stuff like that, right? Okay. And then again, Mr. Mad Bomber, again, for all of you guys listening, Mr. Mad Bomber has a little secret something. He's going to be helping a lot of you folks out. Okay, so with some, I can't speak for what it's going to be exactly, so it might not be, you know, it's not like he's, you know, he's giving away, you know, ages worth of stuff, but he's going to be helping out as he has been this whole freaking season, actually. So kudos to you, my friend. What is that? People do that. Hoorah, hoorah, you know. You've been awesome. And so has everybody, you know, Mr. Wick returning an Ohm. We made CTAs for people. We, you know, we've been helping out so much, and through the help of you guys too, because again, I'm not like a farmer. I don't have a bot system, you know, that's like farming everything for me. Like, you know, everybody, whoever can contribute a little bit has been contributing, and you guys have been a great community so far. Just FYI, you know, because this season has been pretty active. Out of all of the, well, again, usually I streamed for single player, so there was less like interaction between me and you guys, right? Like physically in the game. But this season has been awesome, and last season too. It's just that last season was very kind of weird with the heralds and stuff. But this one is way more chill, way more relaxed. People like to do the Terror Zone farming in groups of buddies, and it kind of makes sense. And people have been doing good. You know, people have been making their first enigmas, their first infinities in, like, let's say a 10-year period or 5 years. Like, it's been a good thing, you know? So, anyways, tomorrow's a big day, guys. Void, through the help of Mr. Scotty, aka Mad Bomber, Grief, and Physical Sunder roll. All right? Just for the heck of it, because I want to roll a Physical Sunder because we have two. One I'm keeping for a very niche purpose that's going to be not rolled, and then the other one didn't roll great when it dropped, so I want to roll it anyways. All right, and we'll see how it goes. Anyways, park your characters on agent servers tomorrow morning, boys, if you want. It says from now it will be happening in about 7 hours. 7.5 hours, okay? Roughly. So make sure you have a character parked in hell in a private game with a password on Asian servers tomorrow morning, 7 hours from now, and on a character that you can actually kill Diablo clone. And if you have no character that can kill Diablo clone, I mean, try your best. Find a character that could be the closest to killing him. But if you really need help, try to find somebody in Discord after, you know, people have done theirs, and they could hopefully come to your game and, you know, and help you out. All right? But again, Annies have been plentiful, like, since the beginning. It's just that if you're joining a little late, you might be a little late to the party, and this is your chance to get an Annie. You know what I'm saying? Because Annies Diablo clones have not been walking for like the past like 3 weeks consistently, or even 4 weeks. They were only walking in the very beginning, and once everybody had a few Annies, Annihilus charms, then they kind of stopped doing the whole SOJ selling, or at least like of ones that I know of, you know. So yes, see you guys all tomorrow. Have a good night, and for those of you who I don't see, well, have a nice weekend. All right, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Jable's out. Good night, everybody. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye, bye-bye.